For the following exponential functions, find the equation of the asymptote, the graph of the function, the domain, and the range. So we're given the function in part A as y equals 2 to the x minus 4. So the graph of the exponential functions generally, looks like this right here, where you have this horizontal asymptote right along the x-axis. And I guess you can't see it there, so I'll draw it in green. All right, so if you'll notice, this right here would be a vertical shift. And the vertical shift means the entire graph comes down by that many units. And in this case, that's 4 units. So it's going to come down. We're going to have the vertical asymptote shifted down to -4. All right, and nothing else is being changed in this graph. The base, don't worry about the base. It's going to affect what the graph looks like, but in such a way that's not easily depicted in the scale that you have here. So no other changes are made. And remember, the graph passes through the point that's just 1 unit above the graph, and it's going to be on the y-axis since I'm not shifted to the left or right any. And the graph grows exponentially this way and goes closer to that asymptote this way. So there's a graph. All right, but it didn't just want the graph, it wanted, for part 1, the equation of the asymptote. Well, this asymptote is a horizontal line, and horizontal lines have the form y equals a constant, so y equals -4 in this case. Graph of the function, that's what I have here. And lastly, the domain and range. Well, the domain is, everywhere on the x-axis, this function is defined, which means no matter what number you have, you can plug it into this function and get an answer out. Again, if you imagine smashing this graph up against the x-axis, this is what your graph would look like. So the domain here is the values -infinity to +infinity. The range is a little bit different. The range, if you smash everything up against the y-axis, you'd start here, and you'd have something going on all the way up to +infinity, but you wouldn't include the -4 because of the asymptote there. So the range would go from -4, non-inclusive, to +infinity. So the graph is generally easiest first. Once you have the graph, you can pick out the rest of these properties.